What's up, Vikings Nation? Just yesterday, Kirk Cousins had some interesting things to say about former Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook, and it seems as if Kirk is kind of holding out hope for a potential Dalvin Cook reunion, even though we did just cut him, which seems a little odd, but let's dive through it. This article kind of shows us goes further into what Kirk Cousins actually said. So 6 seasons and 5,993 yards later, Dalvin Cook has been moved on from the Minnesota Vikings. Cook's quarterback for the past 5 years is still holding out hope for that there's a chance of a reunion before the 2023 season commences. However, now he said, I'm excited to see where he goes. I'll be pulling for him always, and I'm kind of optimistically hoping that we'll get him back. Who knows, right? Who knows? But maybe there's an outside chance. We'll see what happens. It is highly doubtful Cook will be back with the Vikings anytime soon. His release has been seen coming for months, and it's unlikely the Pro Bowl back would want to return to the land of 10,000 lakes at a price his now former franchise could afford. Regardless, Cousins, who also said he's not expecting to have contract talks with the Vikings until March, went out of his way to open his news press conference with a tip of the helmet to his longtime teammates, saying, I wanted to take the time to just acknowledge the respect I have for him as a player and a person and the difference he's made for our team. His toughness, his consistency, I think he's been to 4 straight Pro Bowls, so that says it all right there. Now, Cook's release came to be as it saved $9 million on the salary cap for the season for the Minnesota Vikings. It was also that latest wave in the Vikings sea change of an offseason. Minnesota has released linebacker Eric Kendricks, who's with the Chargers, and wide receiver Adam Thielen, who's now with the Carolina Panthers, and also traded pass rusher Zadarius Smith to the Cleveland Browns. Now, among other franchise-altering transactions, that was prior to parting ways with Dalvin Cook. Cousins said, I think there's always going to be change. So you expect it every season. I think people you've played a lot of snaps with, like a Dalvin, like an Adam, can be a little bit more difficult, but you can also point to some guys who may not have been back that are like a Garrett Bradbury or an Alexander Madison. So that's also exciting to have a lot of stability there too. The O-line is a group I'm very familiar with. Even losing Adam, you look at the receivers and you feel like you're throwing to guys you know with the tight ends. So there's some consistency there too. And it always has been that way. But I think we've got to an experienced group of offense or on offense, which is a real positive. Now, the aforementioned Alexander Madison has garnered the confidence of his teammates and coaches alike. So Kirk Cousins is holding out hope for a potential reunion with Dalvin Cook in the Minnesota Vikings. Look, it's not going to happen. We all can sit here and wish that, yes, Dalvin can come back. However, that's just not the reality. I honestly think Dalvin Cook's going to find a new home out in free agency. He's going to take his time. He's not going to rush things. Maybe we could find a way, but I just don't see that happening. It seems as if we're moving forward with Alexander Madison. We all know about the Twitter the Twitter header with Madison in there and not Dalvin. That came before he was traded and stuff. So look, Alexander Madison is the go-to guy at this point in time. He's going to be for this season. There's no chance that Dalvin Cook comes back to the Minnesota Vikings unless some miracle happens, but it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? I mean, we could probably figure out a contract, but then it kind of questions like, why couldn't we get this done before cutting him and stuff like that? But Dalvin Cook is not going to come back to the Minnesota Vikings, even though Kirk Cousins is holding out hope. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your day, folks. And Skull Vikes.